Hey shop fans, I guess we're back on 2 weeks in a row now getting a video. Just kind of letting everybody know what's going on, what's been taken on this week. I think last week when I left off, this truck here was like in really disassembled and pretty bad off, but Dawn has gotten the truck all put together from its icy wreck that it was involved in. And the only thing that we're waiting on for this truck right now is the rear bumper. So as soon as that comes in, it'll be on and out the door it will go. This car here, this Mercedes, this is Dawn's daughter's. A deer had actually ran into her on the side of the car. And this fender was all messed up, so they got a new fender on it. And Don ordered a door, but he ordered for a 420 instead of a 320. And so as soon as the new door comes in, Don will get it painted, and his daughter can get her Mercedes back. The rest of the shop, the convertible still here. Don's still messing with the paint on this car. As I have mentioned numerous times, Don hates this car. Or this, not the car, he hates the color of this paint, and because it just causes so many problems. So I can almost guarantee you no one will ever get this color on a car again. The Hillywood Impala, which is owned by Jan Ashmore, what has been done to it? The car now has a new stance, and I'm going to kind of come back here and give you the best kind of look I can with it, but the front end is down a lot more and the back end has been raised up a little. And so it's got the disc brakes on it, it's got everything new on the front end, as I probably talked about in the last video. But now the engine is looking a lot different than what Eric had put it in as. And the car is, we found out this is a 350, and because of the harmonic balancer and the pulley system on it. So one of the things that we did is we put the new radiator on it. Eric, when he built this car, it had electric fans, so it did not have this fan spacer right here. And then it did not have a fan shroud. Jan ordered a new spacer. You can buy these spacers off Classic Industries for, I believe it's like 60 bucks. And then she bought a new fan shroud, and these are a reproduction fan shroud. They also, I believe, come from Classic Industries, and don't quote me, but I want to say like $170 for the fan shroud. If we would have had extra fan shrouds for Jan, we would have gladly given her one, but we just didn't have it, and we didn't have an extra fan spacer, or the radiator spacer. And we stole one off our car to put onto Jan's, and then when Jan comes in, we'll just put hers on ours. But this way we could get everything all buttoned up. And it's got new valve covers. I do have to get Jan. This one has a Chevrolet on the breather cap, and I'm going to get a chrome one on that. But the car looks so much better. I mean, nothing against Eric and the way he did it. It's just, this is the way that when you look at all the screen grabs when they showed the engine on Supernatural, this is the way it looked. It was a black engine, the chrome valve covers, red plug wires, and a red distributor on it, and which we put a new one on for Jan. The only difference, the headers, it's the exact same headers that were on the car, except for we go with the hot jet coat headers and instead of the black ones. And then my thing is these wire looms right here. I like to keep wires out of the way of headers and throttle linkages and everything. And so the engine always looks super clean. And that's just a thing that I do. Everybody kind of just goes with my way of thinking on it. Because when you're at a show, a con or whatever, and somebody wants to see your engine and you pop this hood, this looks nice, clean, and the way it should. And Supernaturals didn't look nice and neat like this. The new power booster is on and master cylinder. with the new brakes and everything. We've got the new big sway bar, new steering linkages, new everything. There's your tubular A-arms over there. This thing has been updated with the 750 horsepower aluminum radiator. I do not like the stock radiators. I really like these. I've never heard anybody bitch about these radiators. We have driven these cars in some intense heat on a big block, and the same radiator in it, and this thing will not break a sweat. Also, let me see if I can kind of zoom in here real quick. There's the new rag joint back in there on the steering. So, like I said, everything is coming really good on this car. The only things that we have left on this car to do, and then Jan will be taking possession of it, is we need to put in the new, oh God, here I'm drawing a blank on what it's called. The proportioning valve. God, the proportioning valve, because this one here is still for the drum brakes front, drum brakes rear, and the new one is for disc front and then drum rear. We got to put that in. We have to put in a heater core and a blower motor. And we found out that when Eric did this, there was no wiring or anything going to the blower motor or anything. We don't know how old the blower motor or heater core is, so we're just putting it all new in. So that's got to be done. And then down here between the bumper and the body, there's that steel plate right there. That's got to be painted silver. So we're going to drop the bumper and we're going to paint it the Argent silver. As for interior, we are going to, or I'm going to put in a Supernatural package tray. So the car has, the package tray has been taken out, stock package tray here, and I've got to place in the rear speakers, and then we'll put the wood over it, and then it'll all get carpeted, and they'll have the round speakers in it, the Kenwood's 6.5-inch round speakers, and this will all go back in. And the stereo on this, Eric had, there's two stereos in it. There's one in the glove box, and then it's got a hidden plate over it and stuff. It's actually done really nice. Now when you look in here, it's all kind of tore up, but we are going to have both radios working, and they were working at one point. What happened was somewhere in this facility where stereo wires and stuff were coming together, they were melted. So we're going to get this all fixed, and that way Jan should have both radios working. And I'm trying to think if there's anything left. Oh, probably an alignment on the car, because since we changed out the front end and stuff. So there's that. That's with the Hillywood car. Unfortunately, the Cajun Queen, nothing has been done to it this week. Sorry, Cassie. Just, it has not been done. Nothing. Sammy. Sammy has been, they've been block sanding. Dawn was actually over here yesterday, block sanding on this car some more. So, now these here, these go to Venator, and these have just been painted silver. I used a Rust-Oleum chrome, and it actually is not too bad for, you know, a spray paint. But these were originally on Venator. Somebody had painted them white, and so I just came back in, cleaned them, sprayed them with the chrome paint, and then we come in here into the office. This is a Thursday night, about 6:30 at night, and in the morning, bright and early, I'm heading to Kansas City, and I'm dropping off the door panels to Terry. Now, Terry had already put in the carpet on the bottom of these and the new vinyl, so I brought them back, taped them off. Dawn sprayed them or dyed them, and we've got the armrest pads here. There's a box of stuff here that's getting ready to come up. We've got new door handles and stuff like that for the inside. So Terry will get all this stuff installed. But right now the car obviously up at Terry's shop. So Miss Cassie, Josh brought down your cooler and your paint. Your arrow is right there. I believe there is right there in one of those bags right there is an EMF detector. And there are other things into this that are yours. Your salt cans, there's a cigar box, throwing stars, and then I'm going to be listing some stuff on the Everything Supernatural page, some throwing stars and stuff for Josh. And guys, I highly recommend. Josh is a great guy, super nice guy, and he's got some of the correct stuff. And so anybody looking for supernatural stuff, just come over to the Everything Supernatural page and I'll have it all listed there. Our car Sadie has not had anything done to it. It just, right now it's just sitting and collects stuff. Now I have been buying parts for this car. Just got the oil pan. Hopefully it'll be in next week. We're going to pull the engine, which is actually just sitting in here right now. And we're going to start tearing it down, checking things out, put a new oil pump in, check out the cylinders, check out the pistons, all that good stuff. We'll get the water pump, blah, 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 start getting it all painted up. And then we're going to put in the disc brakes and everything. And while that's being done, then hopefully Don can get back here, get rest of the body done, and we'll get this thing in some primer. But as you can see, we have to get Sammy done and the Cajun Queen done. Hilly here will be leaving here pretty damn soon. And then, of course, Venator, that's up in Kansas City, will be leaving. Once Hilly and Venator leave, the next car, as I mentioned in other videos, Sammy is up on deck circle, Cajun Queen and Joe will be right in there. Coming up from the back, we've got a lot of cars that'll be coming up. Stephen Hornback's car will be coming up. I'll do some things I want to get Stephen his car down out to him. I still am waiting on package trays so I can get Jeff number 2 up in Canada's, the Moose, to him. So I got to get a package tray. And then, of course, I'll build probably next week. I'm hoping to start on a few weapons boxes. And that will include Cassie, the Cajun Queen, Sammy's, John's car, and Moose. And so Moose will probably be up here in my next video as I'm putting that together. Hopefully, Classic Industries is going to be contacting me and let me know that some package trays are going to be heading my way. Also in the back, oh my God, there's just car after car back there. Nadine's cars back there. We've got the England cars back there. I've got still out on the lot, which will be coming up soon, will be Eddie and Angela's Caprice back there. Nadine's car. I've got to get my car up here. We've just been so damn busy, and I've got to get my car up here so we can get the engine running in it, make sure everything's fine, and get it pulled for Nadine's car. I should have done that like months ago, but we have just been trying to get everybody their car, and it's just one thing after another. So I guess I just tell people keep bearing with me, or us. It's a lot to going on. Like I said, and I know there's more cars back there. Oh, I've got Rod's car. Rod lives in, I want to say Arizona, but he also kind of lives in California, and that will be coming up. Just car after car, and it's just kind of hard keeping track of everyone. So if I do not mention your name on the cars that need to be done, please forgive me. I don't have a list in front of me right now, but literally, guys, we have cars stacked up, which is good, and we're not complaining. It's just trying to keep everything all in perspective and who has what parts and down the line it goes. So our main concerns right now is getting, Venator has a ship date of January 21st, so we have to get that one done. I want to get Jan's car back, and because, I mean, this was just mechanical stuff, and so this actually goes a lot faster once we can get on it, as it's been kind of really flying along. But when we start a new project, like Sammy and Cajun Queen, they're pretty much all the body work's done on, besides block sanding and stuff like that, and the mechanicals are pretty much done. These cars will go relatively pretty fast out of here. And then when we start on the new projects, I know we still got Matthew's car, Joe, over there. And Matthew's car, we've got most of the mechanicals done on it. And a lot of the major body work has been done on this car. So that car, believe it or not, it'll actually go pretty fast. Now, the 69 GTX Jeff Budnick's car, I know there's nothing done to it. And there's a little bit of a reason for that. I had bought a new tool. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I'm hoping it's going to work. But this thing is like a laser, and it takes off rust. And so, which will save us a lot of time, and we can turn this car on its side, and I can get underneath it and just basically, I don't know if you want to say it, something with the electrolysis with the laser and rust and stuff. So I'm really hoping that works. And because that'll make a lot of, if that thing actually works, it's going to make our lives a lot more easier than doing a lot of sandblasting. So we're going to find out. It might be a gimmick, you know, where it doesn't really work. But you know what? To me, it was worth the shot. So anyway, guys, that's what's happening. We're getting real close to Christmas. It's coming up here real soon. I know next weekend I get to go pick up my mother-in-law up in Columbia, Missouri, and you know, getting ready for the holidays and stuff. So it's just like I said, a lot goes on around here, a lot, and I appreciate you guys following us, and I definitely appreciate all the customers that are sending us cars and want to send us cars. It's a slow process. Obviously, if these cars were built really fast, then I think you guys might be questioning on what goes around here. Like you just slapping Bondo in it, shooting some paint on it, and shoving it down the road. But they're very, very time consuming. And they're probably even more time consuming when we're doing them right. I had a guy on the YouTube channel, and he was like, well, you need to be running, I don't know, he was questioning how come I don't run electric fans and electric fuel pumps and all this. And when I answered him, I guess I sound a little arrogant, and maybe I am, and if that's the way it is, that's the way it is. I'm not going to apologize for anything. But we build these cars screen accurate. And there's very few choices our customers get to pick on these cars. And because we only do them certain ways. And every way that we do it is going to be screen accuracy. Except for, you know, like the wire looms, we want a nice tidy little thing there so nothing's getting burned up or anything. But they're done our way and no other way. And I think on my comment I said, you know, if our customers want to basically customize your own car, then you can take it to another shop. And I truly mean that. And I don't mean to sound arrogant or rude or anything like that, but that's the way I feel. We specialize in this. And if you sent me a 69 Charger and say build a 60, you know, General Lee, you're going to get a General Lee exactly like it was done on the set. And yes, I know how to do that. Steve McQueen's Bullet, I know exactly how to build it. And God, man, like I said, sometimes I just feel like I'm real arrogant, and I probably am, but I think I have the right to be. There's nobody that can build a screen used car better than me. I will put anything on the line, and I'm very proud at what I do. I'm very anal, and you know, sometimes when you look at the cars, you're like, well, that's not perfect. It's not supposed to be perfect. Screen used cars are not perfect. So you have to give them a little bit of a flair of, you know, not a brand new car rolling off the showroom floor. But I have files upon files upon files of pretty much every movie car out there. And if I don't have it in my file, I could get it. And I can build any movie car. And like I said, I always feel right now we're a one-trick pony because of a Supernatural. But Supernatural is what's paying our bills right now. And so I'm not going to apologize for that. But just so everybody knows, I can build anything. You name it, I can build it. And it would be the same quality, which would, well, probably obviously better quality, but what you would see in a movie or TV show. And when it comes to the Supernatural car, the originals, and I'm never making fun of my friends up at Supernatural and stuff, but those cars are not nice, guys. But when you see them on camera, they show up really nice. And these cars here match what you see when you see it on TV. They look really nice. When you see these cars in person, they look really nice. Do they look like a brand new car that just got done spending a year at a body shop? No, and they're not supposed to. That is the trick, not to make them, you know, look like a brand new car. But as I've mentioned before 1,000 times or more, 1,000,000 times, I'm very blessed to get, you know, to do what I get to do and the guys that I get to work with. Because if anybody thinks that I'm building these cars by myself and it's all me, no. Before, you know, I was building them pretty much by myself except for doing body and paint. And now I have Don and Mike and everybody pitches in and getting things done. And we're a pretty good oiled machine. I mean, trust me, nobody's standing around here playing grab ass. It's work. It's all business from, you know, 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock at night. And they just take time. But I think people or my customers don't mind waiting considering what they're going to get. Where if we rush through something and just handed out shit, then I think we'd have a problem. But so far, I've had no one bitch about, hey, the quality of your work sucks or anything like that. So, and that's the way we want to keep it. So yeah, maybe we're slow or whatever. We'll just keep it that way so we can keep turning out what we're turning out. So anyway, guys, I will probably be talking to you next week and give you another update on what's going on around here. Hopefully, Hilly will be done and we'll have John's really cranking, and we'll just kind of see what comes in and how everything gets shuffled around. So I'm going to say goodbye to you guys until next week. Be good, be safe, stay warm because it's mighty cold here in Kansas right now. And until then, my friends, have a good one. Bye.